It's Rob!
Tony! And I'm Jeff.
We're in gaming.
And that's you.
Hello gamers and welcome back to the Inn. I'm Rob, of course, or Warshack if you want to call me by my in-game name. And today we're going to be playing some mid-range Shaman. I actually tried the Murloc Shaman and got doo-dooed on. Because everybody's just playing the tournament decks that they saw this past weekend. And there's a lot of Control Warrior on ladder, which is really surprising because Warrior was not a very popular class up until about a week ago. And now it seems to be, you know, every other game it's either Paladin, Zoo, or Zoo meaning Warlock, and or Warrior. I actually haven't seen Priest, Rogue, Aggro, Shaman, I mean, basically any of the other classes, especially Hunter, in a long, long time because it's not played in the tournaments. People just don't want to branch out. They see one person play it and they're like, oh, wow, mage. This is even exciting. Playing against a mage. You know this meta is shit when you're excited if you're playing a fucking mage. Anyway, guys, this deck guide should be fun and interactive. So we're going to get rid of Crackle and Bloodlust, keep the Totem Gold and the Spirits. Yeah. Seems like a pretty, ooh, God, this opening hand is disgusting right now. How exciting. I'm actually so excited to be playing mid-range Shaman. It's actually my my class in World of Warcraft. I've been playing a Shaman a long time now. People call them Shamans. And I laugh at those people. Because it's Shaman. It's not a Shaman. It's not a Shaman. Shaman. Alright, Zombie Chow on turn 1. I guess we could have coined the Totem Golem, but Zombie Chow is just so powerful for turn 1. And also, we coined Totem Golem, we only have 1 mana next turn, which means we're going to be playing Zombie Chow anyway, so if he has removal, we'd want him to remove it on the Zombie Chow like Flame Cannon, instead of coining out the Totem Golem and then just losing it right away. So Totem Golem, obviously more powerful than the Haunted Creeper. If I said we have Flame Tongue in our hand, I would have played the Haunted Creeper because then we could put it next to it. But in this situation, we have Totem Golem to play, and that's a really good card. And if we need be, we can coin into Spirits, and if not, we just play Creeper on curve. If he doesn't do anything at all, we actually can coin into the Mana Tide, which is pretty powerful, and it causes him to have to remove that Mana Tide ASAP instead of the Totem Golem, which allows Totem Golem to be able to deal a decent amount of damage to follow up with the Bloodlust, probably somewhere between turns 5 and 7. Oh my God, that was a mouthful. Probably shouldn't have said that. It sounded extremely dirty.
Wanted. Dead or alive.
Spellslinger, Mulch. Ugh, give me a Bloodlust. All right, so how do we want to deal with this 3-4? Or do we not deal with it at all? So we Crackle, could possibly not die. We could coin Spirits, which makes us overload 2, which means we can't play a 4-drop, we can only play a 2-drop next turn, but we also have 2 2-drops in our hand, so I think coin into Spirits is the play here. Go ahead and swing face with our 3-4, because he's going to swing this into here, and then from there we can Crackle and guarantee it's going to kill his card. And if he doesn't do that, well then that's just silly. But I think he's definitely going to attack at least one of the wolves. We could have made the roll. We could have decided we wanted to Crackle, but if we do that, I just had a feeling it wasn't going to hit for 4 or 5 or 6. Is that an option, 4, 5, or 6? Yeah. I had a feeling it always just hits 3, man. I expected to hit 3. Like, I just play around it hitting 3. I also crafted 2 golden Crackles before I realized, before they announced Standard, I crafted 2 golden Crackles because I was playing Aggro Shaman a lot, just to make the deck guide, and plus it looks cool. He's getting zapped. Okay, so we can go ahead and swing this into here, and then he pops 1, floats that, play this, or we can go ahead and Crackle, but then we can't Azure Drake next turn. So I think we play this, and then we're actually, should we go face here? Because if we swing into this, that's a trade he's going to make next turn anyway. So I'm just going to go face for here. Because this is a trade he was definitely going to make next turn no matter what. Well, how did he, oh, okay, so he Roaring Torched, oh wow, he's not going to make that trade? I suppose he can... What would he do? Flame Wake or Frostbolt? Oh my God, does he have that? Disgusting. Look at this. Arcane Blast into Arcane Missiles? What a double Arcane Blast. What a god. Jesus Christ, we should have made the trade, but we didn't. We're bad. Alright, so how do we want to do this? Mulch, destroy a minion, add a random minion to your opponent's hand. That doesn't feel very good. We definitely need to take care of this 3-1, but there's no card to do that. If we play the Crackle, hopefully it hits for 4, and then we can play the... Yeah. Please hit for 4. Thank you. And then we can Haunted Creeper, and then the Haunted Creeper can test the Spellslinger. Next turn, we can go ahead and follow up with the Drake, and by then we can Emperor the following turn. If he plays in too big, we Mulch. And what is... Mulch's animation seems pretty cool. That's pretty coolo. Alright, so we'll follow up with our Azure Drake. And then follow up with the killing of the 3-1. Okay, So I think Emperor here is pretty powerful. Unfortunately, we can't. We're gonna still float 1 mana if we Emperor. Oh man! All right, never mind. Hex is the new game plan, boys. Okay, so we're gonna kill off the Azure, kill off both bombs, Hex, Spirits. Seems pretty good. Kill off. Oh man, this feels bad because we kill 1 bomb and it kills our other spider. Our plan is ruined, and of course it kills the other spider. Fuck you, man. All right, so Hex, and then we. Oh, I guess we could Mana Tide Totem. That feels pretty good as well. But the Spirits actually allows us to contest stuff, so I think the Spirits is better. Makes it so we can't play Neptulon next turn, but it also puts cards on the board, which is pretty important. Arcane Intellect, so it looks like he's going for the draw, which we would have gone for last turn if we would have played the Mana Tide. Problem with Mana Tide, though, is he just swings his bot, pings it, and then he can ping it next turn. We actually want him to have to waste, like, maybe a Frostbolt to kill it, so it goes 1 for 1, we draw 1, so it's actually a 2 for 1. He's going to go ahead and play the Flame Waker. We can't really get rid of that right away. The bomb kills it off. Of course it does. He plays the Mirror Entity, providing him with the ability to get taunts in the row. So we're looking right there. We were looking for, like, a Lightning Storm. But we didn't get that. We can actually go ahead and mulch the Flame Waker and play Mana Tide, which seems pretty good. Emperor Tharzan seems pretty good too, but I think he's just going to be able to remove it. Yeah, I think this is a fine play. So hopefully it doesn't give him too great of a minion, to be completely honest, like a Rag. And he's going to waste some CC on the Mana Tide, which is pretty nice. So when we play one of our bigger minions, maybe it gets used on that instead. So what did it give him? He's hovering over it. It gave him a 7/8 instead. How great. Can't really ask any more from that. All right, so it looks like Dr. Boom and passive is the play. So let's use our passive first. At least there's a taunt to protect our, oh, there's 2 taunts now. We're gonna go ahead and kill that O2. Draw another card. So we've got our value out of Mana Tide Totem. We're susceptible to Flame Strike, but he's playing Tempo Mage, so I'm assuming he doesn't have how you say it, man? The Flame of Strikes. God, that 7/8 is crazy sauce. Why did you have to get that? We need Hex. How far are you, Hex? 14 cards drawn into 1 Hex. We don't run BGH. Fireball the Boom. Ping it for 1. Killing off one of our totems. Or not our totems, but our, our taunt creatures. Okay. So we can actually go for some good stuff here, guys. We can actually taunt up these guys and then go ahead and play Emperor, which seems pretty nice in my opinion. So Emperor, give these bombs the ability to go crazy mode, and then we can swing into here. And do we really even want to attack into this? I don't think we even have to. I think we can just sit on Emperor and draw more cards. This guy's going to run out of steam eventually because we're able to basically draw 2 per turn while he only draws 1, and on top of that, we're getting discounts like crazy. I feel like we're at like a... How you say it, man? I was trying to think of like a good discount store for Emperor, but then I couldn't come up with one. And then I thought Walmart, and then Walmart doesn't really make anybody think that great of anything. It just kind of makes people sad. So let's not think of Walmart. What a crazy Echo. Good job. What a good spell slinger. Roaring Torch on our 5/5. It feels bad. That Echo just changed the game. I would say the Roaring Torch, I mean, that was good too, but that Echo. Of course, it kills the Loot Hoarder that we were going to Earth Shock next turn. Alright, so Tunnel Trog, passive. I really want to Earth Shock this, but then there's no point to sit there and Lightning Storm. So I guess just Lightning Storm by itself. No reason to Earth Shock right now. Oh boy. Alright, so we'll play the Shredder. We'll kill off our 2/3. Or we can go ahead and Earth Shock this. How do we want to do that? I kind of want to Earth Shock the second Shredder. And we'll draw. Mana Tide still putting in work, boys. We are still getting value from this guy. Where is he at? There you are. Still play Neptulon too. We still have another Crackle in the deck, another Hex. He still has that 7/8. And it says for every card that's died this turn, it costs 1 less, but it still costs 9 to play. If he develops that, then we just Urshock it, go face, how you doing? We can also play Neptulon, and it overloads how many? 3, so these guys turn into 6 damage, that's 12. We already have 4 on board, that's 16. Never mind, he Frostbolted one of the Trogs, probably Frostbolted the other, how you doing? What a good play. Okay, this fucking guy. Bloodlust, how much damage are we pushing? Not enough. Can we say no to that? That's 9, 14 damage. No, 13 damage. I think we Neptulon.
Witness the power of
Morgleton's pretty good. Raid leaders these guys don't really do anything. We can Earth Shock this or Earth Shock the Shredder. What feels... I think this is fun. I think going face is cool. I think the Totem Golem's actually a little bit stronger than these 2 1/1s. But if he doesn't kill the 1/1s and wants to develop the huge card, let's actually develop these guys. Just because it makes for a really strong Bloodlust next turn. Oh, making the Mana Worm a 1/1 I guess was a mistake, because then he can just ping off the 2/1 and swing the other one in the Mana Worm. So maybe Lightning Bolting the Shredder and then attacking the Shredder was the better play, because then he's actually down a card, and then the Mana Worm couldn't have made a good trade anyway. And Mana Worm could have killed the Mana Tide. And killing the Mana Tide's bad. The Mana Tide's the only reason we're in this game still. Let's see what he does. Obviously, he can't kill the 7/7 unless he wants to waste another CC spell or swing everything he has heads into it. He's obviously going to play the Volcanic guy. I'm going to assume he's going to play him for around 6 to 7 mana, which means he can... No, because multiple creatures that die. At least 4 creatures that died, so he's going to play him for at least 5? Okay, so he played him for 5. Alright. This is fun. Okay. So... let's see how much damage we can actually do here. So we Bloodlust. No, well, I think we Lightning Storm this for sure. We Lightning Storm, Crackle, go face. Seems pretty good. Yes, we're going for it. Lightning Storm, good. Crackle automatically has to hit for 4. Good. Play the Tunnel. Couldn't have got around that. We make this trade swing for 4. I think we just go, yeah, there's no reason to be scared of anything. We have Bloodlust next turn. We go face, boys. This is it. That's the final rundown. Pretty insane game, if you ask me. Mid-range Shaman coming back. Unless he gets a Flame Strike from that. Ooh, Twisting Nether. What if he got Twisting Nether and he was 1 mana off from playing it because he only has 7 left? Mark of the Wild targeting, Blessings of Might, able to make the trade with the Neb. And then he's going to, what if he Healing Waves himself? Here's 14, how sad would that be? Fireball the Shredder. Ooh, Fireball is a Totem Golem, that's not gonna be enough. We can do Extended BM. So how do you guys feel about Extended? We're not gonna Extended BM, we'll just go ahead and clean the game up. Alright, so there's our first win with the mid-range Shaman. Thank you, Manatide Totem, for being the best card you could possibly be in that game. I'm glad we didn't play it when we would have, because then it would have just died over the course of 2 turns to a ping and an attack with the Boombot. But holding it on and playing it at the right time, making it so he had to deal with other creatures instead, ensured us the victory there, so he could keep up with that Echo. That Echo was huge for him. If he wouldn't have played the Echo, that game wouldn't have been where it was. But he was able to get that Spellslinger into the Echo, which is the RNG the Mage really looks for. And the Mage lives on that kind of RNG. Alright, looking like we're going to put back everything in our hand here. Nothing really stands out to us. We're looking for that 1-2-3 curve, especially that 1-2 curve. So there's the 1, and we didn't get the 2 though, which is fine. The problem with the 1 though is if he has the War Axe, the 1 dies. We did get the 2, but it's not going to be a Crackle we're going to play unless he's playing like Face Warrior and he like coins out like a Blood Scale, which is never going to happen because that's not a thing. So hopefully we can just, ooh, maybe he doesn't have the War Axe. We don't have a creature to play, so let's hope for that sweet Taunt Totem. How you doing? Yeah, buddy. Love when the Shaman class hears my call. So if he decides to War Axe now, he's been punished. But it's not really the punish because when he, oh wow, he Battle Rage. So he's actually playing Patron. We could have held the attack there to stop the Battle Rage, but it's hard to tell what kind of card. Well, oh my god, this is a horrible, horrible start. Oh man, so it looks like Shredder next turn, Azure the following turn, Tharzan in the next turn. But normally this deck starts a lot quicker. This is an exceedingly slow start for this deck. Coin and Despite. Good play, Warrior, good play. Claps around, claps. Ooh, Coin into Shredder. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so because his Shredder has to attack our taunt creature, we can go ahead and develop our Shredder this turn. Next turn, we can go ahead if we really want. We can Crackle and maybe be passive depending on what he does. But his Shredder attack, he has to play a weapon here to get through that taunt to be able to kill our Tunnel Trog. That would make sense. His best play is weapon, kill taunt. Oh, okay, he can elite too, that makes sense. If he kills our Shredder, that's a mistake. He needs to kill that Tunnel Trog. There you go. All right, so now that Tunnel Trog is dead, of course we draw the spirits. Feels good, man. So how do we really want to do this? Obviously, a good play seems to be Spirits Crackle. And I guess we attack his Shredder first to see what comes out, right? Or do we want to go ahead and develop the Drake? Or we can go ahead and we can Lightning Storm and then Crackle whatever comes out. I think that's pretty good. I think that, oh no, he's playing Patrons. Lightning Storming now might not, oh gosh, this is horrible. Oh my fucking god, that turned out bad. Why did we do that? That was horrible, guys. We shouldn't have done that. Forgot he was, for a second there, I'm like, my mind lapsed and we needed to save the Lightning Storm for the Patrons so we could passive into like a Spell Power Totem. It does at least 3 and then we kill off the Patrons. Now we have to base our, we have to draw into our second Lightning Storm. Whenever he plays his Patrons, it's going to be devastating. Plus, that was a horrible move. We should have just Sparrow Spirits and Crackled. That might have just cost us the game. I hate when my mind does that. I have a plan in my head. I want to go by the plan, and then all of a sudden, I go autistic mode, and other things happen, and then it's just bad. But we'll oh my god, Lore Walker Show, how you doing? But he can kill it with his Shredder. But he probably won't. You should kill it with your Shredder, because it's going to hurt you more than me, but whatever. Oh, wow. Earth Shock, but we have Lore Walker down. Well, who does it hurt more? Like, let's say it actually hurts me because let's say we Earth Shock this, he gets Earth Shock, then we go ahead and develop the Shredder. Fudge, man. All right, so we kill off his Shredder. Mech Warper. We're going to go ahead and play Shredder, end our turn. He'll kill the Lore Walker eventually. We have at least 2 creatures in our hand, so we're good for at least a couple turns. We can go ahead and Emperor the following turn. He has 8 cards in hand. I'm expecting the Patrons to come out soon. He's getting within Bloodlust range if we can get some decent creatures out. The problem with Lore is that we can't, cast 3 of the cards in our hand without giving it to him, and giving it to him just feels bad. Giving him any cards whatsoever feels bad. What if he just passive and ends here? I doubt it. Maybe equip like a Despite passive, then we Emperor. Yep. I play Warrior enough where that is the play, my fellow friends. Don't do me like that. So Emperor feels good. Swing face for 2. No reason to do anything else. We could play Zombie Chow. But he just, okay. Text Despite into Tharzan. Taskmasters. I don't think we play Zombie Chow. What would be the purpose of playing Zombie Chow? I doubt it's going to put in 5 damage. It's going to heal him for more than what we do. But it puts a card on the field, so what if he brawls? And then if he it forces him to have to maybe brawl, which is nice. Because as soon as he brawls and we get the brawl, it's just bad news for him because we have no way to get rid of Patrons. He's going to Patron now and not combo off the Despite. What a weird Patron play. So there's the Whirlwind, so we're going to actually get a Whirlwind here, but that really doesn't hurt him too much. If anything, it helps him. And he's going to execute off the Emperor. That makes sense. We're also going to get an Execute now. So we can actually clear the Patrons. But then he gets back his shit. That doesn't feel that good. Zombie Chow is not the card to play there. Okay. So, this game just got really interesting. All right. How do we want to deal with this?
I wonder.
Like, the first thing that comes to mind is executing this patron and then earth shocking this one. But then he gets both those cards. But then we can just play Neptulon. So I think that's fine. He's gonna have to play them back eventually anyway. Oh, he has execute. We shouldn't have played Neptulon. Oh well. It's fine. Whoa, we got some really good Murlocs there. Because now he can just go face with his weapon and then execute. But then we're just going to be able to get execute again because of Lore Walker. Jesus Christ, Lore Walker. The card is so cancer. At least we've established that we've gotten rid of one round of patrons, which is really, really powerful for us. Because our deck can outlast his for sure. Because he has basically 3 win conditions. Can't take care of Berserkers, patrons, and Hellscream. That's basically it. And right now, we're chilling with way more creatures in our hand than spells. We've got 3 spells, and the rest of them are high-quality creatures, especially the Murloc Knight with our passive that could potentially be a taunt totem. So you can't even kill it in 1 turn unless you want to waste more spells. More spells with the Lore Walker. He's going to kill Lore Walker eventually. Look at this fucking bastard. I hate Lore Walker so much. I hate him, like, even if I win because of Lore Walker, I dislike Lore Walker. So we played Hellscream. That means he's not going to do anything else. That means he's going to have to take the 7 from the face, from the Neptulon. And his Hellscream's going to swing to our face for 10. And then we're going to have to make the decision how we want to deal with that. So ideally, we want to draw into Hex or something like that. Or possibly play the Taunt. But if we play the Taunt, he's going to get those Taunts. But really, is it that bad? We go ahead and Spirits, and he gets Spirits. But it all depends how we want to do this. So we have 6 mana. We Spirits. We have 4 left. We can develop the old Murkai, which seems pretty good. So he gets Spirits. Or we can Azure Drake and see if we can draw into a decent card. What do you guys think? Or we can Peddler. So this would be actually 5 if we play the War Leader next turn. Developing a decent amount of cards seems pretty good, but the Drake also seems good because it allows us to draw into more, but we already have a pretty sizable hand. So I think that's fine. Well, but he's going to play the taunts next turn anyway. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. We can draw into Bloodlust and win. So I guess more creatures was the key there. But draw, I mean, Azure Drake would allow us to draw into Bloodlust sooner. But we're not even halfway through the deck. It's hard to say at this point in time. He still has so much in his hand. So much. But we're able to get whatever spells he plays, which is good, which means we can get our Spirits back. Which is ideally the first person who plays the spell gets the major benefit for the tempo. And the player playing it second doesn't get the tempo. So I'm going to guess, okay, so there's an Earth Shock there. We could actually lose this right here for not taking care of the Hellscream, but we had no way to take care of the Hellscream. So it looks like we did lose this. Unless we draw into Bloodlust next turn, but it looks like he's filling up our hand with too many cards. So we're going to take at least 10. What could he pump out for 6 damage? I guess another Death Bite, and then he Interrages his Hellscream? What kind of play is this? Man, if we even draw Bloodlust, we have too many cards in our hand. Jeez, man. Don't draw me Bloodlust now. Don't do this to me. Not like this. Not like this. Don't do me like this. Oh, that was been such a good card, too. That would have fucking cleared his board. Alright, so how do we want to clear? Is basically the question here. There's a lot we can do. There's a lot we can do.
What to do?
I'm gonna think about this, guys, so give me a second. Alright, so executing this is without a doubt something we have to do. I do not want to give him another Inner Rage. Attacking this is necessary. Everything hits for 1. Okay. It was hard to make judgments there, guys, but I did my best. If I missed out on something, my bad, but this game is just pretty intense with this lore. It's hard to guess what he's gonna do. He doesn't have an Earthshock, so he can't get through the taunts. He has a weapon that he could get through the taunts, but again, we draw Bloodlust and we win, and we also have the ability to, I believe, win next turn, because we can War Leader, this gets buffed up, and then we can Inner Rage it gets the +2, so he's gonna play those there, but that's fine, because we have the ability to crackle through them. Will we see just a passive here? We see just the passive. We have the ability to still win. Definitely don't want to crackle. Definitely don't want to Inner Rage. Earthshock on the 2/4 seems pretty good. Dude, this fucking Lore Walker, man. It's disgusting. He's going to execute. So now we're going to get execute. I need a minion that does 1 damage to everything on the board. I don't want a Whirlwind because that just sets him up for some more fucking patron juice. Well, here. We'll give him another Whirlwind. Okay. This seems fine. He gets a Whirlwind, but then we're able to execute down his Berserker. He doesn't keep the execute, and then we can start developing the board and play another Spirits. This actually seems pretty good. Okay. So now we execute. We go ahead and we summon more Spirits. And what other 3-drop can we whip out? I guess we could whip out the War Leader, or we can whip out the Totem to draw. I think the War Leader is pretty fine, but we don't have a charge card. So maybe the Mana Tide Totem is best here, but this allows us to attack right away. So I think the War Leader is a little bit safer. All right. I guess drawing was good too. Either way, the War Leader provides us with the ability to make trades next turn if necessary. It also allows us to probably push lethal if we have Crackle into something high. So, wow, Whirlwind helps him out here. The bombs don't hit. Don't do this. Are you... Oh. Woo! How much damage do we have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have game. That is disgusting, boys. We'll Azure Drake first, just to confirm. Absolutely disgusting, boys. No. This does 2 damage. Do we just... Oh, no. Oh, not a big deal. How much does this hit? We'll just Crackle first. Yeah. So we'll Crackle first. I have a plan. But that's fine, too. But the second plan was we could have Owled and then Inner Raged again. So we would have Owled our own Azure Drake so we could Inner Rage, and we would have Crackled first to make sure we got as much spell damage from Crackle as possible. That's what I was going to do. There we go. Jesus Christ, these games, guys. These games are insane. I honestly thought I was going to die because of Dr. Boom. We were at 1 HP, guys. Holy shit. All right, so we're going against We're going against a priest. His name is... All right, so opening hand, not the cards we're really looking for. Totem Golem's always nice. I actually might keep the Shredder. How greedy do we really want to be, guys? Shredder is a solid card. We're going coin. We'll keep it. We're going to be greedy. We deserve to be greedy. 2-drop, 7-drop, 5-drop. We don't deserve to we don't deserve to be greedy. I guess Iron Beak is okay if he decides he wants to play Northshire turn 1, Villain it on 3. Mana Tide, nah, not really something we're looking for. What's up with these garbage hands? We have a wonderful curve with this deck. And yeah. Oh, for those of you, I didn't even say this. For those of you who are unfamiliar with our deck guides, we play 3 ranked games in a row. We win all 3 ranked games. We talk about the deck, what it does, why I do what I do, which is what we've been doing. I think I might even, I want to coin into the Mana Tide Totem, but that's a horrible, horrible play. We won't do that. This guy actually has a Legend card back, so obviously we know he's a pro. We've never been to Legend before. We're trying to try to get there this month. I'm just kidding. I was saying that jokingly, but then someone actually who's new may think I'm like not kidding, so. What do we do? I actually like the coin into the Shredder here, to be completely honest. The Hex doesn't feel that great, and the Iron Beak doesn't feel that great either. So. And the good thing about our Mana Healing Totem is if he decides he wants to swing his... Okay, so we set him up, so if he wants to play Villains, then we Hex. If he doesn't play Villains, he swings into the 4/3, our Healing Totem heals it back up, and we can go ahead and attack it into next turn, and it'll actually be just fine. We're able to get a card from that. Along with that, if it brings out something we don't want, or something we do want, depending on what we draw... Oh, Thought Still, 2 cards from deck, hopefully not Bloodlust. What do we want him to get? We want him to get a Zombie Chow, and a... Wow, we got Earthshock. Are you fucking kidding me? So now he can make the trade and it lives? How disgusting. Oh, we can Crackle it. All right, how exciting. Do we want to roll on our totem to see if we can get the Spell Power totem? I think we do. Spell Power? not spell power. Hit for, please hit for at least 4. Okay, what did it give me? Well, I'll take a 6/5. Even though it doesn't do that 3 damage, it's still a 6/5 on turn 5. He's still going to have to deal with it, therefore he can't develop board. Unfortunately, because we crackled, we can't play our Zerdrake next turn, but we can go ahead and run the Mana Tide if he doesn't kill the 6/5. And we can go ahead and, yeah, it seems fine. It also lives if he decides he wants to Holy Nova and or Light Bomb on 7, so that's pretty good. Will he waste the Shadow Word Death on the 6/5 is the question. Can't Entomb it yet, and I think he's running Entomb because he ran Deathlord. If he runs Deathlord, he's probably running Control Priest, Control... Ooh, Thoughtseal, alright, that's good for him. Oh, what do you get on that? Velen's Power Word, draw 1. So we can go ahead and just Hex that next turn. Or not Hex it, but Iron Beak it. But we can go ahead and swing our 6/5 into it as well. Not really that scary. Okay, definitely gonna Iron Beak that. That was his mistake for throwing villains on there. I don't know why you'd want to do that. That's always gonna be bad news. And do we go ahead and attack it? I think we do. I don't know. Because next turn, let's say he Light Bombs. I think we attack it. He probably wanted us to attack it, but whatever. Because here comes the Light Bomb, clears everything but 2 totems. Then we go ahead and redevelop probably the Zerdrake. Shadow Priest. Okay, that's good. Alright, so how do we want to go about doing this now? Hex seems pretty good. I think Hex is the good play here. Tunnel Trog passive. So Hex, Tunnel Trog passive, that is perfect. Hex this. Passive. We can go ahead and make this trade, and then our 1/1 kills that 2/1, which seems pretty good. Or we can go ahead and swing 6 base, which seems like a decent move as well. Because he's not going to be able to get through our Taunt Totem. And we've proven that he doesn't have Light Bomb, or he would have used it, so could top deck it. He's 19 cards in, so he's 1/3 of the way. He's probably going to draw it within the next 2 turns. He makes a trade first, so tell me he doesn't have Holy Nova. He already used a Shadow Priest, turn 7. Shadow Word Pains, he top decks Shadow Word Pain with Control, okay. Still can't deal with this 6/5 unless he wants to, okay. So the Belcher's cool, we can obviously just Hex that if we want, or we can go ahead and Neptulon. I think Hex is even, oh, well, he hasn't really, what else would he have in his deck that's big that we'd want to get rid of? What does Hex allow us to do? I think Hexing is fine. Make the trade again. I think Mana Tide is fine. Swing for 6 more. Draw. I'll keep on pinging him down because the second you start, you know, being able to get damage into the priest, and if we draw, like, basically the whole deck is, not the whole deck, but the Bloodlust takes people by surprise. No one expects a shaman, especially a mid-range, to be able to pull out a huge amount of damage unless they kind of know you're playing like the Doomhammer combo, so he's entombing the 6/5. That makes sense. It's about time he was able to draw into that. We probably should have killed that 2/3, but it's fine. Alright, so we can Fire Elemental the Zombie Chow has the potential to deal 5 damage to us if he plays a Soul Priest, while the Iron Beak gets to heal up 1 more. I think the Zombie Chow is actually scarier. And I like the Haunted Creeper, but I don't like it getting stolen. The Totem Golem's a little bit safer and a little bit more power on the board. And with this card sitting on the field, we're going to be perfectly fine for a while for card draw. We're not really scarce on card. Running 1 Mana Tide's fine. 2 is too many. Hey guys, also, if you have any questions about the cards I have in the deck and why I have them in the deck, you feel free to leave that in the comment section below. He's going to be able to heal that, so that actually was, I didn't see the North Shower hero coming. Velen's? Okay.
Is someone injured?
There's another North Shower. Why didn't he play that North Shower hero? Unless that's the North Shower he did draw. Okay, so it looks like game here, so that's 3, and then we have 4 cards on board plus that. That's game. Oh, man. So the Bloodlust takes him down to midway, and then the Bloodlust normally finishes him off, which is what I was mentioning before I got sidetracked. The win condition is to catch people off guard, especially priests and mages with the Bloodlust, because you're able to keep throwing out your totems, and they just provide for at least 9 damage if you have 3 of them out, and then everything else gets +3, which is crazy. So there's our 3 wins with the mid-range Shaman. Really fun deck in my opinion. It's going to take people off guard because they're going to mulligan as if you're playing aggro shaman, and most of the time this deck starts as if it's aggro shaman. So it really catches people by surprise. The deck's working really well, as you can see in the games that we just recently played. And of course, guys, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can leave them in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And also, there's one last thing. If because there's only one of me and there's many of you, and there's a lot of comments that come very quickly, and sometimes I can't respond back to you within like the first couple days. It actually takes me a little bit to respond back to you, not more than normally. At least 3 days, but if you, like, let's say you're reading through the comments and you know an answer to someone's question, feel free to just shoot them their the answer that, well, your answer to their question back. I have no problem with, you know, the subs or any of you viewers, you know, talking to each other in the comment section below, answering each other's questions, because sometimes I just can't get to you in like that day or the next day. It takes me a little bit. Just due to the fact that the channel's growing as rapidly as it is and making videos and whatnot, being able to respond, it just takes a lot of time, but I do my best. So with that, guys, always glad to have you here at the end. Of course, I'm Warshack and happy whatever the hell day it is.